What up,
All right. And I got to
everybody?
get ready for my New Year's Eve dinner.
I
My
heard
girl
that.
only giving me about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So let's
New
have some
Year's
fun.
Eve?
Let's get
You
it.
mean Christmas? A holiday? Let's do it. Okay. So peace, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace. One,
I
two,
just
one,
did
two.
another post on IG for you and shared
Thank
it
you.
again on my story.
Well, let's get into it. All right.
What's
So,
up with 10? First of all, I'm very excited, as I know you are, for our 28th Project Bloat 28th anniversary this December 28th,
that's
Wednesday
right.
at Los Globos on
Los
Sunset
Angeles.
in Hollywood,
That's so.
3040 Sunset, you dig?
That's
And
right.
I'm going to shout out Abstract Root AC Alone and everybody else just playing a part in us, throwing this event and having this celebration, of love, life, and hip hop and peace. And it's going to be a stellar event. I want to shout out Blue Exile. I want to shout out Dumb Fun. I want to shout out the Freestyle Fellowship. I want to shout out so many crews that are going to be in the house. Rest in peace, Deucer. Rest in peace, Ganja.
Mm.
And, Ganja K, as well as, Mean Green and all our loved ones. And it's going to be a wonderful night. I'm going to get down a little bit too. We're going to have a live band. We're going to have different rooms, DJs, ciphers outside, a little food, drink. Uh, it's a live spot for those that don't know. And there'll be a lot of merch there that people can pick up.
Right on.
But other than that, it's an honor. And got to show respect to the goddess right here. Thanks for having me on your platform.
Thank
You know,
you.
we go back like throwbacks on Kojak.
Oh my goodness.
You
I
know, we
remember
go
seeing
back like Lazy Boys and Baby Toys. You dig? Like, we go way back
like
in the time.
Black
Good
and Black.
Life, Project Blood. Shout
That's
out.
where I met you. I met you at the Good Life. You guys were performing, and I became obsessed with Mary. Maybe make my mind a minute, make my melody. Oh, give me
Hey,
the
can I smoke some weed on your show?
dude.
I'm in my house. That was your answer.
Word. That's what we do on this show, good brother. We do it.
That's a good old fashioned joint. I remember when I was young, I used to puff them blunts.
For those
I want to
haters,
shout out my bro Will Blast. He's
for
got
those
his new
haters,
line out called Chiefers.
what is it called?
And that's, the grabba leaf, the frontal leaf, among with other things. It's a branding that he's doing. I want to shout out the Freestyle Fellowship once again. Well, first of all, we're talking about this herb. Yeah, I used to be on the blunt, but then the old people be like, man, all you need is to get giant. And I used to trip out the way they said giant.
Yes.
Now here I am, young, 53? I'll be 54 next month.
January 15th, y'all.
That Dr. King's birthday. Trying to reach out to Big Boy now so I can ride the double decker down King Boulevard for the parade.
Yes. What's up with the Grammy nom stuff? What's going on? Have you gotten any
I was
information?
about to say, I want to shout out the Freestyle Fellowship and DJ Kilu and Sumbi and
Peace. JMD.
Jupiter and Chula Zeza and AC.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Daddy Kev and Cut Chemist
Yes.
and the whole Grammy Academy.
Yes.
And I'm to understand we went through different rounds of voting and whatnot. And so it's official. We have a Grammy nod for the most historical album or project. And that's of all time. And that just hip hop in itself should be in the category, but us representing hip hop in that category and just, being heralded as, the groundbreaking crew that we are.
Ashe.
God is greatest, but, give credit where credit's due.
Ashe.
We have a Grammy nod, so it's official now. I can always, till the day I die, be a Grammy nominated artist.
Now, how does that work? Does somebody just say, "Oh shit, I love this Freestyle Fellowship show and group, and I'm just gonna nominate"? How did that work? Like, do you know how that happened?
Interesting enough, how it initially happened to me was I knew we were doing the reissue of To Whom It May Concern, our first album we did together.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was going to be submitted. However, how it came to me was like I opened my phone and, you wake up in the morning, you open your phone, you check your call log, I see a bunch of red, like I missed a bunch of calls. And I'm like, damn, I hope nobody died. And while I'm checking my messages, I'm reading Daddy Kev's message, and before I can even get through it, it's Daddy Kev calling me on the phone. And the first thing he said was, yesterday's price ain't today's price. I start cracking up. So that's how I initially found out. Now, I wish I had a dance cam or somebody that could have filmed my initial reaction. Because obviously,
What was yours? Yeah,
I
what
have to
was it?
just, humble myself. And mainly just to get the documentary together. I want to do a documentary leading up to the moment where we at the big dance and shit, you dig? And, Jupiter, he's, down south and pieces up north. And AC, he's close by. And Kilu's pretty close.
Peace to all of them. Shout out everybody.
Shout out EQB, Earthquake Brothers. Shout out JMD and all the producers through years that work with us. Joseph Lineberg, all the other collaborators, on our different projects. What was the Supernatural, RBX? We had a few visitors come in. All the heavyweight crews,
Volume 10.
Again, Volume 10, and
Medusa.
It's just a wonderful thing. 30 years later to get your roses. So it almost means like, what, you're 30 years ahead of your time. And
we knew that, MYKA. We knew back then that you guys were future. I mean, not just y'all, but everybody up in that piece that was challenging and battling each other every month. You all, including me, were very future. Like we're in 2022, 23. You brothers was doing all that's popular now. You influenced everything that's popping now on the lyrical flow. Now the stuff
like that, and the goal was just, the stuff I dig now, underground hip hop, our brand of hip hop, but there's influence in the grime, there's influence in the drill rap, there's influence in the. You guys can hear me okay talking, right?
Oh, you sound very clear, guys. Let them know. Type in the comments, you guys. This is like you can hear them. Yeah. Shout out Cassie. Interact, guys.
Peace, Cassie.
Interacting. You got people on Twitch, you got people on Facebook, and you got people on YouTube.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Were you able to correct the spelling for your hashtags and stuff?
No, I got on top of that, good brother. So
MYKA9,
I download this. It's going to be on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Anchor.fm, and others. And it's going global. So we got a very strong following in Germany and Egypt right now.
I was in Germany this year. That was fantastic. I did the X Jazz Festival with a band called ZSA. And we did a tour as well, all the way up to the Baltics. And it was productive. It was non-incidental, just wonderful all the way around. And I was able to find my voice more. And we did some very, very mighty, badass, progressive, volcanic activities in that shit, man. We were fucking doing some badass shit. I posted a few of our sets, a few pieces from our set on my IG. And my IG and my Facebook and Twitter is MYKA9. And they can also get that good book that came out this year. It's been a stellar year for your boy, if I may.
Brother, you are such an easy interview because you are, I love your energy. You're correct. Listen, you are ready. That's the word.
It's all love, goddess. But yeah, it's like, I remember Daddy Kill once said, and I keep that in mind too. If my career was a graph, it wouldn't be any major peaks and valleys, just a gradual incline that hasn't really plateaued, or tapered off. And again, God is greatest. I give all credit to the Most High, Prime Creator, the Source. It's all love.
That's shame.
Yeah, it's really interesting, ride and wave. You come out this year, for example, you tour Germany and stuff. You tour Canada this year. Then your book comes out, and then all of a sudden they tell you that you get the award or the acknowledgement of having the most words and the most diverse vernacular in hip hop. And I'm like, whoa, this year is like, let's do
incredible,
it.
Correct.
Especially after the pandemic, right? Now the fellowship, we're working on a new project. Already been recording. I'm already recording projects. I got a new project out, Teleported 3, as well as more avant-garde art called Flavor Wolf. Those series of works. We got the sci-fi horror motion comic that's out right now, me and Freematic, called Dark Moon. And that's interesting. Check that out.
Dark Moon. Again, why Dark Moon?
You can get the book, the MYKA9 book, at www.myka9, MYKA9, book.com. MYKA9book.com. And I want to shout out Parker Pubs and shout out Kamal and everyone that contributed energy, effort, and photos like Abstract Rude and Brian Cross and a
Shout
lot of
out.
different people that
Shout
contributed,
out.
you know, snippets and interviews. And again, Parker and those guys did a bang up job, you know, putting that book together for me and with me. And, you know, it was a process of maybe a year and a half, 2 years work. And I laughed, I cried in the book when I read it, and you know, it definitely represents. Uh, but I wanted to shout them out as well and give them their roses, man, because it really meant a lot to me to be, you know, I know different artists have books and stuff, and it's not to be taken lightly, you know, in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Here's what I like. You've done so many interviews, you already know what's up. You already know how to do it. And I love it. I went to Hollywood High, and it's really challenging to find people that really know how to be professional in that sense. Now, I know people see us smoking weed. Mine is a prop. So, but aside
I
from
miss
that,
Hollywood High, man. I went to Dorsey. I went to
I went to
I
Belmont
went to
too.
Birmingham, Little
Shout out.
Fairfax, and Dorsey. Graduated Dorsey, but I
Class of
love
90 in the
Birmingham
house.
too. But Hollywood High, I would go there and we would ditch to go to Hollywood High to kick it with
Oh,
this
yes.
graffiti artist named Skate,
I knew
Skate
that.
One from CBS.
I remember
And
skate.
yeah, man, that was my bread and butter. Rest in peace, Skate One. And Hollywood High was a trip, just like a lot of the high schools back then, because you know hip hop was still growing. So if you're around a bunch of kids and they see you beating on tables and stuff, they don't know if it's going to turn into a fight, especially if you guys are battling. You know, in the eyes of the elders back then, they didn't know what we were doing, really.
But they let us do it though, because they knew we were doing something.
To a certain degree, they would let us do it, but just like in junior high, when you would dance and you would have started doing the freak, they had this dance called the freak back in the early '80s.
Remember, I didn't do that stuff.
They wouldn't let you dance too close.
Because they,
So similar to the time when we'd be rapping 83, 84, or I went to Audubon Junior High School, so
oh my God,
they running their Dolomite rhymes. I'm running my own rhymes, and you know, just kids in a circle. Most of the time, that was like fighting. If it wasn't like if it wasn't a rally before your team started to play a game, you know, if you were an athlete, and so you know, but they learned gradually about the culture, and you know, we were on the forefront of that, and so I think that the Freestyle Fellowship deserves this Grammy nod and deserves to win. But you know, a lot of people say we already won in the respect of you know being acknowledged on that particular platform, but we already are, you know, humbly speaking, you know, known worldwide, and we help get the world to freestyle. We help you know seed the ground for the underground hip hop movement, and you know we still rep in Leimert Park and in Sankofa City, and still reading books and writing books now apparently, and you know still doing music. You know, under my MYKA 9 banner, AC still doing music. Jupiter, but go ahead and talk to me.
shout out. My apologies. This is a classic tradition at this point. My children need my attention.
I could
Wow.
barely hear you. Say it again.
My children need my attention while I'm doing the podcast. That's usually what happens.
You're building your what wall?
Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Let's move on.
they can barely hear you. Oh, he's an old man.
I thought you were going on your phone. That's why. You know what? Do you have an email address? Okay,
Yes.
so if you have an email address, give it, like, text it to me. And when I email you, I will email you the link. And when you go through the computer, it's very much easier. But if you take the
Oh no,
link,
like a Zoom.
yes, sir.
All right, let's try it that way.
Yes, do it. So text me your email. Text me your email right now. Text me your email right now. Meanwhile,
all right, go.
I'm going to play Mary, because that's like the fucking classic of all times. Okay, I'm going to play Mary, our Freestyle Fellowship. And while MYKA 9 is sending me
Mary is indeed.
Mary is one of my all-time favorites of all time. Now, of course, Freestyle Fellowship is known for once we have the knowledge of stuff. We'll get to that. But Mary, get the fuck out of here. Okay, that shit is beautiful. I love it. All right, reserved. MYKA 9 is giving me permission to play this amazing musical song. You guys are gonna listen. We're gonna have a good time. How y'all doing out there? It's Christmas Eve. Who's eating? Who's cooking? Who's cooking tonight? Hey, shout out Cassie. Shout out Tayana. Shout out Las Vegas. That's where the sister is. MYKA 9 is amazing. Freestyle Fellowship is fantastic. I'm thankful for the brother being on my show. What's up, Zoltar? I have my weeklies on here.
Okay,
Good
I'll
thing.
send you the email.
Yes,
Happy
sir. So
holidays.
meanwhile,